The 7th Summit of the Americas held in Panama City is now history, and regional heads were able to discuss quite a number of issues with the United States President Barack Obama. The event was historic as the U.S. President and his Cuban counterpart met face-to-face in a cordial exchange, vowing to turn the page. This comes as the U.S. announced a new policy on Cuba late last year, which will lax restrictions and sanctions on that island nation. Oprah Roach reports tonight that President Obama was pleased with the meeting's outcome and anticipates solidifying his country's relationship with the Caribbean.
I believe that our nations had to break free from the old arguments and the old grievances that had too often trapped us in the past.
CARICOM Chairman, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, and other regional leaders welcoming that statement by U.S. President Barack Obama, who says he continues his chapter of engagement in the region, and a key part of that chapter is normalizing relations with Cuba.
The point is, the United States will not be imprisoned by the past. We're looking to the future and to policies that improve the lives of the Cuban people and advance the interests of cooperation in the hemisphere.
The Summit of the Americas provided a forum for the first formal meeting of the two countries' leaders in more than half a century. While both have agreed to turn the page and develop new relationships, they admitted that there will be differences.
We will continue to speak out on behalf of universal values that we think are important. I'm sure President Castro will continue to speak out on the issues he thinks are important. But I firmly believe that if we can continue to move forward and seize this momentum in pursuit of mutual interests, then better relations between the United States and Cuba will create new opportunities for cooperation across our region for the security and prosperity and health and dignity of all our people.
And moving closer to home, the U.S. President called on all leaders to stand firm to protect the citizens of the region.
We must continue to join with our partners across the region, especially in Central America, but also in the Caribbean, to promote an approach, a holistic approach that applies rule of law, respects human rights, but also tackles the narco-traffickers that devastate so many communities. This is a shared responsibility, and I've said before that the United States has a responsibility to reduce demand for drugs and to reduce the flow of weapons south, even as we partner with you to go after the networks that can cause so much violence.
Now, the president of one of the world's largest economies has promised to lend assistance to regional countries, including the Bahamas, as best he can. In Panama City, at the Summit of the Americas, I'm Oprah Roach, ZNS Network News.